everybody. How are you? Hope you're having a great evening. Peek Through the Blinds just posted a tarot reading on Foodie and Salah about 13 hours ago, and I want to sit down and react to it because I love Peek Through the Blinds. Peek Through the Blinds, aka Melissa Gold Tarot, that was the former name of her channel. She does wonderful readings on Foodie and Salah, and Foodie and Salah recently they had a fight, or did they? A lot of people who are watching the spat go down on her live stream were saying afterwards, this feels really staged, really put on, really planned. And Chantal herself pretty much confirmed that it was put on and planned. I would like to show you guys a clip from the live stream before we get into Melissa Gold Tarot's reading. I want to show you guys a clip from her live stream where she's basically saying, like, well, what do I have to do? Get into a fight with my husband for views? And I got it pulled up on Twitter. So I'm going to do something a little bit unusual for this tarot react. I'm going straight to Twitter. Okay. And this is courtesy and credit to Munted Monkey, saying Foodie Beauty can't keep anything a secret. She even let slip the fight with Salah was planned only 10 minutes and 33 seconds into her stream of the day. She said she's planned it. So let's watch the clip really quick.
What do you want me to do about my views? I can't do anything about it.
Actually, you can, Chantal. You can get off your butt and actually do something. You can do content worth watching. You complain about the reaction channels all the time. You can accuse the reactors of being vultures and they steal your content. Although, honestly, what's worth stealing? You turn on your camera, you eat a bunch of food, you're boring. Is there anything of value worth stealing? Not really. You don't put any effort into your content. The reactors put more effort into your content than you do. But you've been trying lately to come up with every idea in the world to make money. There's no more animals to grift. There's no more children around to grift. You already ran through those and you can't do it anymore. You're doing clickbait titles, and the more clickbait titles you do on your live streams, the more people are going to turn away because you are the little girl who cried wolf and you keep crying wolf. And your latest live stream, you were acting like you went home to Canada, although we all know you're not going home to Canada. You yourself confirmed you can't afford to live in Canada. So, of course, you're going to do everything in your power to stay in Syria because you can afford to stay there, but you can't afford to go home. But you've been clickbaiting people all over the place. And now we're doing the fake phony drama with Salah. I don't doubt that you don't like him. He doesn't like you. He wishes that you go away. The only thing he likes about you is your money. You might as well just go to a corner and plug yourself in because you are his ATM, and that's the only use that he has of you. But you were planning a fight for a little bit of extra views, although it was a nothing burger. Even if it were real, it was a nothing burger. There really wasn't much to it. Nothing happened. There wasn't a giant blowout, dragged down fight. He didn't look at you and say, it's over, go away, go home. So it was a nothing burger. Nothing happened. But let's keep going.
I don't know. Hey, y'all, for what? You want me to get in a fight with my husband or something? Like, what can I do?
So she was planning it. She was planning the fight. She's like, what do I have to do? What do I have to do to get views? Like her mind is just spinning with, what can I do? What can I do to make money? What can I do? What can I do? What can I do to get those views up? What can I do to make that money? Everything but get off your butt and actually do interesting content. Stop using the young and the innocent to make money for you. You used to make money on your own on your channel, but when you decided to let loser men run your life and run through your thoughts, and take over your money and tell you what to do on your own channel. That's when your channel started to tank faster than the Titanic. Girl, back in the day in Canada, you were fine. And then you started running after men. And worse, you went to Kuwait and you adapted a persona that was so unlike you. Fake, phony personalities are out. Realness is in. And the Miriam personality, the traditional white personality that you're trying to put on and make fit, it's just not working. The Miriam personality is making you broke. It is breaking the bank, sweetheart. But you do what you got to do. You do it. Have fun with it. Hear me? Do you. All right, so let me go ahead and go back to Melissa Goltero. I just want to show that clip off real quick and blow this up full screen. But Melissa Goltero's got some wonderful insight to this whole thing, and I want to do my give my thoughts to it. So I hope you guys enjoy. And for those of you that have never heard of Melissa Goltero, Peek to the Blinds, please look down below in the description for the original link for the original video, which leads back to Peek's entire channel and all of her wonderful content. And I hope you guys enjoy her and it. So let's get started with this, y'all. Let's do this.
Hey guys, welcome to the channel. We're going to focus on Chantal and Handsome's husband. They had a little tiff, I guess, yesterday. Chantal said, did she say, Salah, you're an adult. You need to control your emotions.
Yeah, she's one to talk, telling somebody else to control their emotions when she can't even control hers. And that is the problem. She can't control her emotions. She's got abandonment issues. She's got control issues. And to keep her abandonment issues from getting triggered, she has to control someone. She has to be in complete control. She's got to know where they're going, who they're talking to, who they're with, how they're spending their time. In order for her to feel secure, she's got to have that person sitting directly beside her. Otherwise, her mind just starts running in all different kinds of directions about what they might be up to and who they're talking to. Her problem is she wants entirely too much attention. She doesn't know how to spend her own time. She's got nothing to do and all day to do it. And she doesn't understand the concept of filling up one's time with activities. And she also doesn't understand the concept of other people who are not me. They may want to spend their time doing all kinds of things and being around all kinds of people that are not her. She's not the most interesting person in the world, and she knows it and she admits it. But if you're someone and you want to spend your time not with her, this is a problem. This is a big problem. Yet, the more clingy she becomes, the more of a burden she becomes, the more she drives a person nuts until they snap and they're like, I have to get away from you in order to get my life back. I have to run away from you in order to have oxygen around me, because when I'm around you, you suck all the oxygen out of the room and I can't literally breathe. So, yeah, there's that.
They should put that on the shirt. I laughed so hard. I rewound that and watched that over and over because that was like one of the funniest things I've ever seen Chantal say. But let's see if we can peek through the blinds of the energy that was going on in that moment. Everything I'm saying here is allegedly, in my opinion, for entertainment only. I'm going to start with Chantal's energy. Show me what we need to see when it comes to that whole thing yesterday. What was going on with Chantal's energy? What was she feeling? Why did she react that way? Show us what we need to see, please.
You know, I'm just going to say this. Salah was allegedly out of the house and he was coming in the house. So do I think that he was there and they talked and they planned this whole thing of a staged fight. No. But I think Chantal was mad at Salah. She's been mad at him for a while, and she just sees the opportunity to just poke at him. See, people like her, even negative attention is good attention. It's still attention. And so, if they want attention, sometimes they will purposely pick a fight to get that attention. Although that is the wrong attention, Chantal. You're already on his nerves and you just keep pushing and poking the issue. Why? Because you think, oh, I'm giving him and his family money so I can do whatever I want. Well, you may find out one day you cannot do whatever you want.
Show me something, please, about Chantal's energy during that moment. What was going on with Chantal in that moment? Page of Pentacle. Page of Pentacle. Show me a little more. Nine of Cup. Four of Sword. Page of Cup. Okay. So with this and on the bottom I have a Hangman, Ace of Cup, Three of Sword, and underneath that Three of Sword, Four of Wands, which I usually associate with the house, like the house in Syria that Salah's been working on. Interesting. All right, Six of Pentacles and Queen of Pentacle under that. Okay. So this Page of Pentacle, we started with this, makes me feel like overall that whole outburst was like her way of like a rage, right? She can't really rage like she used to, right? And she definitely is aware that when she rages or gets upset, she's going to get more views or more attention. A lot of this could have to do with money, her feeling like she doesn't have enough money, she's not making enough money, that this incident and the way she reacted was a way to possibly put some coin in her hand.
Yeah, I don't think she got out of it what she wanted, Peak. I think she was expecting a bigger blowout with Girl World, that everybody would be hopping on this, every reactor would be reacting to it. It would just be a big deal. Twitter would be on fire, but it, like I said, it was a nothing burger. It's nothing we haven't seen before 100 times. Okay, so her and Salah are arguing back and forth ever so slightly. And then it blows over. We know it's not going to lead to her saying, you know what, I'm going back to Canada. Screw a bunch of this. She's not going to go back. She can't afford to go back. She even said so. I can't afford to go back to Canada. She doesn't want to be there. The back taxes that she's still got to pay, she's still running from them. She has no home base set up there. Pete can't take her in. Her family doesn't want to take her in. If they do let her stay there with them, it's not going to be for very long. It's not going to be for long term. I don't think she has enough money that she can set herself up in an apartment or even a long-term extended stay motel. So if she went back to Canada, how would this be accomplished? How would it work? You got to have money to get things started, and the startup is huge. So she's going to do everything in her power to stay in Syria because she can afford to be in a war-torn country, but she can't afford to be in her own country. So spat or not, like she's going to button her lip for the most part and do what she can to hang on to being there.
Now, this Nine of Cup, Four of Sword, Page of Cup. This makes me feel like she's sitting around all day.
Yeah.
Nine of Cup, like just concerned about her own feelings, her own personal happiness. You know, Salah's working on the house, talking to other people, but she can't do that. right? She's just sitting there waiting for Salah to entertain her, to make her happy with snacks and sandwiches
Mm-hmm.
or promises of going somewhere the next day. The Four of Sword. This should be a card of healing, but here I feel like it's representing how Chantal, she's just sealing all day, okay? Um, Not really focusing on faith, all right? What she should be doing in those moments is praying, but she's not doing that. Allegedly, in my opinion, for entertainment only. Um, this Page of Cup. mm, I'm attaching this to literal messages, and I feel like it might have to do a little bit with whoever that person who is the new mod or whatever that people were saying Salah and her are flirting.
Nina. Isn't Nina Bachelor? I forget her last name, but her first name is Nina.
I might ask about that or see what comes out when I ask about Salah. But this makes me feel that she was irritated because she's sitting around all day waiting for Salah to give her attention, then feeling like she's not getting the attention from him that she wants. But I think the way she acted in that moment and like saying like, you know, you have to control your emotions. Really was more so connected to her knowing like if she rages or gets upset, it's going to bring her more attention, which for her channel means more money. Like,
So basically, it's a combination of two things. It sounds like real life frustration and anger over him not spending time around her, but at the same time, she's the money brain was working. Of like, I've tried everything else to make money on my channel. I've used animals. I've used children. I have done the clickbait titles. None of that is working. So let's just use the frustration to my advantage. Put it on a live stream and go after him with the live stream running. Although, if she and Salah were actually a couple, Chantal, I can tell you've never been married. You've never been in a solid relationship, a respectful relationship. Because if you had been, then you would know that things between two people who are in love, you keep it respectful. You keep it between the two of you, especially the fighting. You know, you may disclose certain things to people who are close to you, like family or friends, privately. But the last thing you want to do is get on a live stream and air out your business. Just put your dirty laundry out there for everybody to just look at and smell on your front porch. That is a sure way to put cracks in any relationship. When you're turning a fight into sort of a public humiliation or a public event. That is something surely that will cause a lot of distance between you and that person, and you and Salah already have a lot of distance. It sounds like he's making a point to stay away from you, or he's busy. Maybe the reason why he's out so much is because if he's around you for too long, you're going to get on his last nerve and he might snap. So to keep the peace, he might be staying away and leaving the house for long periods of time just so the two of you don't have contact. And I know you don't like that because you're like, where's he going? What's he doing? Because he is your only contact in Syria. You don't know anybody else. You don't talk to anybody else but him there. But you got to know what a tremendous burden that is. To be the center of somebody's entire world and you don't want to be. How suffocating that is. You're a suffocating freaking person.
she's definitely with this page here either doesn't have the amount of coin in her hand that she feels like she should, all right? Or this could have to do with how she expressed whatever days ago, or you know how.
Now, I have to wonder when she made that statement of you need to control your emotions, if there wasn't a second part to that she wanted to say. Maybe the complete sentence that she wanted to say but did not say on live stream was, you need to learn to control your emotions or I'm leaving. Maybe she wanted to say that on live stream, but she knew better than to go that far. But maybe that was the tone, the implication. You need to control yourself, or all of the financial support that I'm giving you and your family, I'm yanking it. Well, Chantal, your paychecks are shrinking. And I'm wondering if the find out phase of the F around is coming up real soon, because if you got like 3 paychecks in all in a row that are too low, he might look at that and go, the situation is not improving. Her money is not improving. The amount that she's given me is getting lower and lower and lower, and it's just not worth it anymore. Time to go. It's time for her to leave. That might be the thing that pushes you out the door.
She's ticked that reaction channels get more views and make more coin than her.
That's because the reactors are more entertaining. And like I said, they work harder on Chantal's content than she does. We have to. We have to be more entertaining. We have to work hard. Chantal does not make it easy. Granted, it was a lot easier during Crackhead Olympics because back in the day when she was making money, she was streaming all the time and it was unpredictable. That's why she made so much money. It was unpredictable. You never knew what she was going to do next. You never know where she was going to pop up next. Was she going to be at home and greened out? Was she going to be at Natter's place and acting crazy? We didn't know. That's what people tuned in for. That's where she set the bar. She set the bar really, really high, really, really fast. She drove it all the way up there within a matter of a year. And then after that, things just started dropping off. And it's been years with this Miriam persona that is so not her. It is not who she is. It's not true to her real self. And she knows it. But she's determined to fit into a costume that is entirely too tight and too constrictive. And it's also making her broke because ain't nobody buying what she's trying to sell.
Or make coin off of her, that's how she sees it. This Hangman, Ace of Cup, 3 of Swords. So I definitely feel like she feels stuck.
Mm-hmm.
Like she doesn't want to be in Syria. Okay. Feeling like she's not getting the love and attention that she feels she deserves or desires. And 3 of Sword. She's feeling either, I don't know if she feels like Salah is actually doing something. All right, because the 3 of Swords can represent sometimes a third-party situation, but overall it has to do with emotional pain. And I do sometimes link this to her physical heart. So she could be feeling like she's stuck in a place she doesn't want to be. She's not getting the attention or the emotional support that she feels she deserves. And she could be actually depressed. I don't know if her brain pills are working. And
If she's taking them, I don't know if she's taking her medication peak. She might have run out. She's in Syria. I'm sure it's very, very difficult to get medications over there. It's difficult for a lot of things. So I'm not sure if she has her medication or even if she's taking it correctly. But even if she is taking it correctly, she's not doing everything else to take care of herself. And she's driving Salah absolutely crazy with be here for me and take care of me. And it seems like she's running him ragged to do things for her. You know, go out in the middle of the night and get me an ice cream. Go do this, go do that. Just trying to find ways to keep him from going out and spending time with his friends and doing things. She doesn't want him to have a life outside the home. She wants him there all the time. And yet, when he is there, they get on each other's nerves. What's he supposed to do? Just sit there and watch movies with her all day long? That's supposed to make him happy? That may make her happy, but it's not making him happy. And Chantal, if your world, if your existence in Syria depends on Salah and him being okay with you being there or not being okay with you being there, if he wants to go out and have fun with the friends, you need to let him. You need to shut your mouth because you have your way of decompression. He's got his, and he needs it around you. You're a lot. You are a lot, ma'am. And the more you keep pushing the buttons, the more that you get closer to pushing that red button of no return.
And when I see this Four of Wands, Six of Pentacle, Queen of Pentacle, makes me feel like she's resentful of Salah doing the work that he's doing on this house. I know she'll say, he's doing all these things to make me more comfortable. But I think ultimately what he's doing is for himself and his family.
Yeah.
Whatever work he's doing on that house ultimately. Okay. I think she feels like she's giving more than she's getting back. Maybe literally in coin. Like she might be giving him the coin that's fixing this house with this Queen of Pentacle here. And she might be feeling like she's being used, or he only wants her around because he's getting something out of it. Like,
well, that was the arrangement from the get-go. Salah did not marry Chantal. If he did marry her, he married a contract. He married an agreement. Facts. It was never about love. He was never in love with her. And honestly, she was never in love with him. All that Salah has ever been is a rebound that lasted way too long. She wanted Nader. She settled for Salah because she couldn't be with Nader. Salah, in my opinion, was a get back. She gravitated towards Salah to get back at Nader for rejecting her. Also, as I remember it, Nader once told Chantal that she would never be a traditional wife, never be a Muslim wife. And isn't it interesting? All of a sudden, boom, she's a Muslim woman and she's a traditional wife. She's a rebellious person. She always has been. And this was her way of flipping the middle finger at Nader and saying, oh, yeah, well, I'm going to be a Muslim woman and a traditional wife, although she doesn't have the Muslim faith in her heart, nor is she a traditional wife. That's just not who she is. It's not true to who she is. She's not interested in being a traditional wife. She's interested in just being herself. So Salah is a rebound under contract. He is a rent-a-husband, a paid actor, playing a part on camera, but when the camera's turned off, it's just employer paying an employee for services rendered. And if she's feeling a certain kind of way because she's in Syria and she's thinking, I'm being used by Salah. Chantal, you're over in Syria. You're in a place where you're not paying rent. Okay, you're paying bare basic minimum. So you are getting something out of it. You're getting a place to stay. If you came back over to Canada, you wouldn't have a place to stay. So look at it that way.
Financially. Now, I want to ask about what's going on with Salah, what he was feeling. So ultimately, I do feel like a lot of what we saw the other day was like exaggerated. I definitely think she was upset, but I think it's more so because she feels, it's like she wants to get out of there. She feels stuck. And when she's acting that certain way, she knows he'll be like, just go then. Go get a room.
Right.
Go get a room. You want content? Go get a room in Qatar or wherever and sit in that room and eat Outback Steakhouse and chicken sandwiches.
And I want to say this to Foodie because I know she's going to watch this react. There is something worse than love or hate. Chantal, do you know what's worse than love or hate? Indifference. When someone is indifferent to you. when they've reached that place inside themselves where they just don't care. They are not emotionally invested. The vault of their emotions is closed to you, and you are not allowed access. And they adapt the attitude of, I don't care what you do. I don't care if you go. I don't care if you stay. I don't care if you cry. I don't care if you laugh. I just don't care, period. And that is where Salah is right now with you. He just doesn't care. You want access to his emotions, but his emotions are in his heart and you are not in his heart. Therefore, you do not have access to his emotions. He is simply an employee. You are the employer. You pay him and he does whatever. Okay. But he is not emotionally invested nor tied to you. Never has been, never will be. And this little attitude of yours of, he owes me, everybody owes me. Just because I pay money, I'm owed something. You're not owed emotions. You're not owed a relationship. No amount of money is going to buy those things. Sorry, not going to happen. You need to stop expecting that, and you need to stop getting mad thinking that those things belong to you and they are owed to you. Either feel for something or you don't. You're either in a relationship with a person or you're not. He doesn't care about you. Not that way. He cares about the money. The money matters to him. The money has value, but you, not so much.
All right. Because that's all she does. When she was talking about, I want to travel. I want to do stuff. But like whenever she does travel, she just goes to another place, sits in a different room, and eats. So I don't know what she's. Anyway, all right. All right. Show me Salah's energy, yes, from yesterday during that moment where he comes in from I believe working on the house all day.
I saw brief clips on Twitter, and I think there might be an element of resentment, sort of. Like she is resentful not only of him leaving the house and leaving her alone, and she wants him there all the time, but there's a sense of resentment and aggravation because he's going out and having a life and she doesn't have a life. So he gets to go out, spend time with friends, family. He's got a life, he's got a social life. He's happy being social. She's an antisocial person, but if he comes in the door and perhaps he's had a good time or went out and decompressed with the guys, she's resentful of, he got to experience a little bit of joy and I'm unhappy. Misery loves company. So she wants him to be miserable with her. She doesn't want him to be happy. So when he comes in the door after being out all day, she's going to do her best to be a jerk and kind of squash whatever good mood he might be in.
And he comes in and there's his wonderful Mon Chéri sitting there in the same place she was sitting probably 6 hours earlier before he saw her last, whatever. I'm sure he was expecting her to be like, "Hey, bae, we gonna do something tomorrow, bae?"
Yeah, that's what she wants. She wants him to. Chantal wants him. She doesn't want him going out, but when he goes out, what she's expecting is he's going to walk in the door and be gushing with love as soon as he sees her. Hi, babe. I've missed you so much. Oh my God. I was thinking about you the entire time I was out. I was missing you so bad that I rushed home. That's what she's wanting. She's wanting that emotional reinforcement that he just can't live without her, that he misses her so much, that she's always on his mind when he goes out. And it just ain't like that. He's not attached to her. He's not in love with her. She's always known this, but she just keeps ignoring it in her mind. She doesn't want to let reality in that it's not about love. It is a contract. And the contract is about to be torn all the way up.
And he probably shrugged. because he's exhausted and he
Yeah.
he doesn't care about your content.
Nope.
All right, he doesn't care anymore.
Yeah, Chantal, that's something you don't get. Chantal, you live your life in a box. You lived your life in a box for years. And when I say you lived your life in a box, you prefer to stay in one room all the time. What's interesting is not only do you live your life in a box physically, but you look towards another box, which is your phone, and the screen on your box to have your social interaction. So your life is a series of boxes, living and interacting in very small spaces, very confined, restricted spaces. Living physically in a box and then having social interaction in another box with people. And that's why when you have to be outside those boxes and having real interactions with people that are right in your face, you don't know how to deal. Salah, on the other hand, does not live his life in a box. He wants to go out. He wants to talk to people. He wants to have a drink. He wants to have a smoke. He wants to be around his family. He doesn't live his life in a series of boxes. He wants to experience the world. He wants to travel. Like the space in which he wants to dwell is vast. You, not so much. And that is where the misunderstanding comes into play. Because, like, your life is very confined, very restricted within a series of boxes, and his life is not like that. Will never be like that. He'll never find his happiness in the box. Your YouTube channel, that's your thing, but not his thing. It's just your thing. Therefore, he's not invested in your thing. As a matter of fact, he wants no part of it. He doesn't even want to come on camera anymore. He wants to distance himself as far away from that world as possible, as much as he can. He wants to step away from it. And I'm sure it's another thing that's freaking you out.
And he was probably waiting for her to say, "Can you give me some chicken sandwich and some ice cream?" And he wasn't wanting to hear it.
Mm-mm.
He's exhausted of you. All right.
Yeah, he's got that mental emotional fatigue going on. Of he's just tired. I did a reading on him. The man is tired. He is being run ragged, doing all kinds of things. He's run ragged. Do I feel sorry for him? No, because he signed on for it and he could have cut off a long time ago. But he's being run ragged.
Allegedly, in my opinion, female. Show me Salah's energy from yesterday. During this time, he walks in. She's sitting there in the same place she was the last time he saw her. And she's like, what was going on with Salah in that moment? What was he feeling? Okay. 6 of Cups. 6 of Cups. Show me a little more. All right. 6 of Cups. 10 of Wands, Lovers. 2 of Pentacle. 8 of Wand. 5 of Wand. Hangman. Ace of Sword. On the bottom, I see there's a 5 of Sword. Page of Wands. 2 of Sword. All right. Well, we're starting with the 6 of Cups. So the 6 of Cups has to do with memories, nostalgia, sometimes the connection with our person. When I see this here, it makes me feel like at this point, he looks at Chantal as like a sibling. All right. This can sometimes represent siblings, the 6 of Cups, or like a child. So
Yeah, she acts like a child.
he could have felt in that moment like, ugh, she's like my child. I have to do everything.
I'm sorry to cut you off. I'm going to go back because I cut you off a couple of times. I apologize, Peak. But I just want to say this to Chantal. You're wanting this man to feel a certain kind of way about you. You want him to see you as a wife, as the love of his life. Every time you get with a guy anymore, you expect that in the beginning it's all about money. But somewhere in all of it, they'll just be around you enough and they'll fall in love with you. And it never happens. And some of that has to do with the fact that you don't present yourself as a strong, independent, I know myself, I know where I'm going, I know what I'm doing kind of woman. This is not the picture you're putting out to the men that you're interested in. You put out just the opposite of, I'm helpless, I can't do anything for myself, I can't clean, I can't cook, I'm as helpless as a baby. No man is going to look at a woman who acts like an infant, who acts like a toddler, as seeing her as their wife or potential girlfriend. They're not going to see equal. They're going to see lesser than. They're going to see burden, trouble, stress, problems. It's going to wear them out. It's going to wear them down. They're like, I can't just be a man and go out and do things and not worry about my wife. Because while I'm away from home, my wife is going to be getting things done. She's going to be cleaning. She's going to be cooking. She knows how to spend her time because she's an adult. You, Chantal, are not presenting yourself as a capable adult of taking care of yourself. You keep presenting yourself as being a child. And I know maybe part of that is because you think that's the way to get attention from Salah, but it's the wrong kind of attention. Because that attention is stressful. The worry, the running around, the more worry. You present yourself as just a helpless person. I'm sure that when you call his phone, he probably doesn't pick up the phone on the first ring, does he? He sees the phone ring and he thinks, oh shit, she's calling again. That's his reaction to you. Oh shit. Now what? He probably rolls his eyes before he enters that phone, doesn't he? He regrets picking up that phone. And he probably hesitates when he has to come home because he knows you're going to be there. And the interactions are going to be unpleasant. Hence the reason why he probably stays gone all night to avoid them. You know, the avoidance keeps the peace somewhat.
Sometimes the connection with our person. When I see this here, it makes me feel like at this point, he looks at Chantal as like a sibling. All right. This can sometimes represent siblings, the Six of Cups, or like a child. So he could have felt in that moment like, ugh, she's like my child. I have to do everything for her. Or like, an annoying little sister or something.
Yeah, and therein lies the difference. If you look at somebody as being a child or childlike, you can love the child if they're lovable, but you don't fall in love with them. You don't have that kind of relationship with them. So she's doing the opposite of what she needs to be doing if there's any chance of him falling in love with her. You don't fall in love with a child or a person who acts like a child. That doesn't inspire romantic, sensual, grown-up love. Grown-up love is different than loving a child. He's not attracted to her. He's just looking at her like just a buddy, I guess.
At this point, this makes me feel like the only thing keeping him attached to her is everything that led them to this point, all right? And feeling like she's like a sister or
Ooh.
an annoying daughter. The way she acts, that's who he feels. Ten of Wands, the card of burden. This could also have to do with her falling. Um, but he could feel like, especially in that moment the other day, like I walk in the door and she's immediately on my back. Ten of Wands, immediately. The Lover's card is here, but it's between this Ten of Wands and this Two of Pentacle. So, like, this relationship, this marriage, all right, Ten of Wands, it's a burden for him at this point. Two of Pentacles, he might actually be contemplating or going back and forth about, is it worth it anymore, this whole thing?
A lot of people that I go to other reactor channel chats during lives. Some people have said she might be going home when she gets her paycheck this month. My point of view, I don't think it's going to happen this month, y'all. I know, like we want it to happen soon, but I think it's not going to happen this month. It might happen next month. And why do I say that? I think it's going to be a 3 strikes you're out kind of thing. Her last paycheck, I'm sure, was not great. Her paycheck this month, upcoming, I'm sure is not going to be great. And it may take a third paycheck for Salah to go, okay, that's 3 paychecks in a row. Your money keeps dropping. I see a pattern here. And I don't think it's going to improve. So you got to go. 3 strikes, you're out.
He's definitely not getting out of this connection what he was promised in the beginning. I think at this point he realizes he's never going to get those things. He could even, with this being here, I just felt this, he could be doing certain things, whether it's conscious or not, to push Chantal away, all right? To make her question this relationship, all right, with the Lovers being here and the two.
I think he's hoping that she gets sick of Syria and she goes on her own. That's his hope. That she leaves on her own terms. He doesn't want things to get ugly where he kicks her out. He wants her to leave on her own. The thing is, he should have known better. When you're dealing with a person like Chantal, that they literally give up everything in their home country and go somewhere else, that they have no home base to go back to, the chances of them saying, well, I'm leaving now, go all the way down to 0. She deliberately put herself and himself in a position where even if he wanted to get rid of her, because she willingly sacrificed all of those things, she's going to take that willing sacrifice and use it as a weapon to say, well, I gave up my cats for you, and I gave up my house. I did it all for you, and you owe me a relationship, and you have to take care of me now, and I have no home. Like, she's going to turn all of the decisions and choices that she made for herself as weapons against him, as a way to keep herself there longer, to kind of guilt him into it. But Chantal, I don't think the guilt is going to work much longer. I don't think it's working now. I think he's going to reach the point of saying, you know what? I don't care. You've got family. Go home to your family. I've got my family here. Just go. But he really wants you to go on your own terms, because maybe his way of thinking is, if Chantal leaves on her own and she goes back home to Canada, she won't talk a bunch of mess about me, although she probably will, because she needs content. She needs the views. So if his thinking is, if I let her go on her own, that'll stop her from trash talking me, wrong. She'll open her mouth as soon as it's officially over.
A pentacle. He might actually not be taking from her the coin like he used to, because he wants her to know Like, I don't need you.
Well, he
Like
also might be, if he's not taking the money, it might also be a case of just take it and go. Save your money, take it and go. That way she has no excuse for saying to him, I can't go. I'm broke. He might take the attitude of just take all of your money. Don't even bother giving me any money. Take what you have in hand and go do something with it. Just leave me alone.
was the only thing I really needed you for, or in the past, the promise of travel, right? Like, because that is what was promised to him in the beginning. A couple's channel, traveling, all right? It wasn't supposed to be this way,
No.
the way it's ended up. This Eight of Wands, this Five of Wands, and this Hangman makes me feel like when that live ended, all right, he may have been like, listen, if you want to go, go. Go. You want to go back to Canada? Go.
Indifference. There we go. He's reached that place of indifference. He's not freaking out anymore. He's not saying, oh my God, don't go. That's what she's looking for. She wants him to beg and plead for her to stay. I'm sorry, Chantal. I'm sorry for making you angry. I care about you so much. She's looking for that emotional reinforcement of he cares. She's always poking at people to look for signs that they care. Although if a person cares, you won't have to do that to them. She's trying to get that emotional response in the wrong way. But he's indifferent. If he's saying to her, just go if you want to go, it's not the response that she wants. She doesn't know what to do with indifference.
You want to go rent a hotel room and sit in it and eat Outback bloomin' onions till you get it out of your system again? Go do that. Because Five of Wands, you're making it difficult. Like, you're making it difficult. I can't work with you. I can't work with you. He feels stuck when she's there, okay? Hangman energy. And this Ace of Sword. So I'm attaching this Ace of Sword with a truth, okay? Some sort of discussion was had when that live ended, where he may have been like, listen, I have memories with you and I care about you, you know, like as a sister. Like, we definitely have memories that we've built here, but this is becoming more of a burden than it's worth. All right. If you want to go, go.
Yeah, basically we had some good times together when the times were good, but the good times are over and the party's over. It's giving me the party is over, all the guests are leaving. It's time to clean up the rubbish and turn out the lights energy.
I'm not going to keep you here. And you're making things difficult.
Yeah.
You're not working with me. You're here in my home, in my country, and you're expecting everyone to bend for you. It doesn't work that way. Hangman, feeling stuck and also maybe having a different perspective, seeing things differently. He may have actually presented her with like a flat out, like, hey, if you don't want to be here, leave. That's it. Like, Five of Sword, an argument. All right, so they may have had an actual argument after that live ended, where he maybe said to her like the way, because he did say when she was like, "Oh, you're being mean," and he said you didn't really hear him talk, but he was like, "You're live," and she's like, "Yes, so." It's like he doesn't like that. It's like he's like, you're starting a fight so that you can have something that, you know, the audience to talk about or get attention. I'll cut you off. I'll cut you off, to a sword. Like, let me ask, what's going on? Is there any truth to this, like, new mod and him, like, flirting?
Yeah, people have been noticing that when he's in the room, she's in the room, but when he's not in the room, then she's not in the room either.
Show me about this new mod. What does Salah feel about the mod? I can't remember what their name is. What is going on with Salah and that person? What does he feel about this person? Show me what we need to see when it comes to Salah's feelings about this mod. What does Salah feel about this mod? Okay, interesting.
Ooh.
Two of Cup, Queen of Sword. So the Two of Cup, I mean, this can represent a love relationship.
Oh my.
He may, I don't know if we know what this person looks like, but he might find them attractive. He might think they would make a good partner with this Two of Cup here. When I see this Queen of Sword, this makes me feel that he might find this person intellectually stimulating. Okay? When I see it here next to a Two of Cup. Everything I'm saying here is allegedly my opinion for entertainment only, but that's what came out. Show me what I need to see. What does Salah feel right now about the future with Chantal? Because in the past, I felt like he was not going to didn't want her to leave. But I'm not feeling that now. It feels very different now. So show me what we need to see when it comes to how does Salah feel about the possible future with Chantal?
You feeling like there is no future with her. Chantal is she's on the downside. She is sliding down the hill versus going up the hill. There is no future with her. It's just maintaining the present, whatever the present is. But there's definitely no future. So it doesn't surprise me if he's talking to mods or women in town. Like, he's on the move, that guy. On the move, on the make for the next, I guess, booty call or hookup or the next cash cow that he's trying to set up. He's on the move while Chantal's not moving.
Currently. Does he see a future with her? Does he still want her around? Was it just a little tiff yesterday and they'll get through it? Show me what is Salah feeling about a possible future with Chantal. This came out to the side. 10 of Pentacle, Page of Sword, 4 of Pentacle, 9 of Cup. So 10 of Pentacle, he could feel at this point like I just said before with that 6 of Cup energy, like she's his family to a degree with this 10 of Pentacle here. Or her presence currently does help in some way his family in Syria, okay? Whether it's getting the house done or something to do with that. I mean, I could see this as him seeing her only good for coin.
Yeah, and she's basically the financial backer of whatever it is he's doing. That's her part to play, the financial backer. The thing is, like, his financial backer is living with him, and that is a problem because they don't get along too well.
But it is a 10 of Pentacle, and I do associate that with home and family. This Page of Sword, this is the messenger, and sometimes the person that they're either trying to get information, or they're being sneaky about how they're getting their info. This 4 of Pentacle, this could be a greedy energy, someone that's holding on or holding back. And this 9 of Cups, about personal happiness. So right here, I don't see him like walking away from her necessarily.
Not yet.
but I don't see cards that represent like that he has intimate love for her.
Nope.
To some degree, he may feel and see her as family, or like I said, that she can help his family in some way or the home, all right, to accomplish whatever he needs to do there when it comes to that. He might be messaging people on the sly with this Page of Sword. There's certain things he might be holding back. There might be actual money that he's keeping from her.
That part I do believe. Because if we all think back when Chantal was seeing Natter was skimming off the top, overcharging for the party favors and whatnot. Like he was skimming off the top. So would it surprise me if Salah's been doing that the whole time? Telling Chantal, oh, like this house repair costs this much money, and giving her like an inflated price for things when it's an actual smaller price, and pocketing the difference, or telling her that a certain fast food costs a certain amount when it's actually a lower amount, and again, pocketing the difference and just kind of hoarding the money away for a rainy day. Like, who knows how much money he's got stacked away.
And ultimately, he's just worried about his own happiness. The same way she is.
Yeah.
Okay? With this 9.
He's got her there to serve his purpose. And Chantal is in Syria to serve her own purpose. Her purpose in Syria is to have a place to stay and to hide from the tax man in Canada that still wants to have a conversation with her. And whatever else she might have been doing wrong there. But she's there to serve her own purpose. And Salah is using that to accomplish something.
Of Cups being here. So I don't see him getting rid of her.
No.
Anytime in the near future. But I definitely feel like he's not going to keep her from leaving if she wants. Like
right.
In the past, I felt like he would try to keep her from going. I think he's very open to her taking a trip or even going back to Canada if she wanted to. Back to her family. All right, that's what I'm seeing there, guys. If there's things I didn't ask that you want me to, leave it in the comments and let me know. And again, everything I said here was allegedly, in my opinion, for entertainment only. If you're not already and want to help support the channel, consider subscribing. And I'll see you in the next one.
Wonderful reading Peek to the Blinds. Melissa, thank you so much for doing it. And I really enjoyed reacting to it. And I hope you guys enjoyed this tarot reaction. And if you enjoyed this, please subscribe to the channel and leave a like and a comment. Also, don't forget about Peek to the Blinds and her channel. And you can sub up to her and give her a comment and a like as well. So that's it for this tarot react. I hope you guys have a great evening. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Until then, take care of yourselves and each other. Bye.